The International CrossBorder Traders Association temporarily closed the Beitbridge Border Post earlier this week, demanding the reopening of all borders in Zimbabwe. Now, the association says the closure of borders is further crippling the economy and that people continue to risk their lives on crossing illegally. To tell us more about this, we're joined by the president of the International CrossBorder Traders Association, Juru. A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us on the AM edition. Tell us exactly how this is affecting many who are trying to move in and out of the country.
Morning, Bo. Thank you for having me. This is very, very serious, and we advise the Zimbabwean government to make sure that they reopen the borders. If they can open airports, they can still open land borders, and this is definitely affecting the poor, and it shows that the government is blaming the poor for spreading corona. So we temporarily closed the Beitbridge Border Post as the busiest border in Africa, protesting, trying to show the Zimbabwean government that we are not happy as cross-border traders. We are losing a number of people who are trying to cross into or out of Zimbabwe through ungazetted points of entry. People are dying. They are being killed by robbers. People are dying. They are being killed by crocodiles trying to cross through ungazetted points of entry. And also, this is more risk to people because they don't sanitize when they are using ungazetted points of entry. No one checks their temperatures. They don't even have certificates to show that they were tested. They tested negative or positive, so they are not controlled. And we are appealing to the South African government to speak to their counterparts, the Zimbabwean government, and make sure that they open the borders, especially when the vaccine is now available. They need to also save livelihoods, not only saving lives, because people are now losing lives while trying to save livelihoods.
Now, we know that earlier in January, the government of Zimbabwe had made some special arrangements allowing citizens with work permits in foreign countries to travel back to their foreign places of work despite the hard lockdown. That arrangement, how has it been working?
It doesn't work because traders don't have work permits. Work permits are for the people who are working outside Zimbabwe, people who are in the diaspora, and those people don't cross regularly. Those people are working. So this shows that the border is closed because those people only goes to Zimbabwe when it's a holiday. So that arrangement does not assist. We want the borders to be opened for public, and if they can control COVID-19 at the airport, they can still control COVID-19 at borders. And the other issue is top government officials are sending heavy trucks to load goods like in Messina and resell, while they are holding the poor not to cross out of Zimbabwe. So they are now making money and hold those individuals who always go and buy goods outside Zimbabwe.
And what are citizens doing then to hold government officials accountable for their own losses and their own dire economic circumstances?
Sorry?
What are citizens of Zimbabwe then doing to hold the government and officials accountable for the dire economic situation in the country? Of course, this aspect of not being able to move in and out is also a pressing matter.
Remember, this is the first stage. This is the first stage, and the Zimbabwean citizens have given their government an ultimatum to say if you don't open the border in 1 week, we shall see massive demonstrations. And you know that those informal traders, like cross-border traders, are the ones that are holding the Zimbabwean economy. The trade, especially between South Africa and Zimbabwe through those informal traders, is around $5 billion US every month. So those are the people holding the Zimbabwean economy. There's no industries in Zimbabwe. There's no factories manufacturing basic commodities. So those people are the backbone of the Zimbabwean economy.
Given the health care facilities and the economic challenges in Zimbabwe, how is the country then handling the COVID-19 outbreak and the rollout of vaccinations?
The healthcare facilities are dilapidated. And those figures we get from Zimbabwe, according to International CrossBorder Traders Association, those figures are fake. Why? Because people are not going to the hospital. People are not being tested. People are dying from their homes. And there's no hospitals in Zimbabwe. And the government has opted to open airports so that they can go to countries like South Africa using airports. That's why they opened the airport, because they know that the healthcare facilities are dilapidated. There's no medications in Zimbabwe. There's no equipment in hospitals.
Now, you say that you've given the Zimbabwean government an ultimatum to ensure that these borders are indeed opened. What sort of response did you get from them?
We haven't got any response as of now, but we are still waiting for them to respond. I believe before Thursday, they will respond to us, because we gave them until Thursday. If they don't do that, we'll make sure that those trucks that they are sending to buy goods for resale, they will not cross out into South Africa, Botswana, or whichever SADC country. We'll make sure that this will not happen, and we'll protest heavily in the borders, in 4 borders bordering Zimbabwe.
Now, very lastly, before we let you go, the MDC has been very critical of South Africa and Zimbabwe's relations, saying that the government of South Africa is part of the problem of the economic meltdown of Zimbabwe, saying that their relationship with the ruling party in Zimbabwe is costing South Africa in terms of fiscus and immigration controls. What are your sort of comments regarding that?
Yeah, it is true. If you check what happened in 2008 when the opposition won, President Mbeki went and made an arrangement to bring back ZANU-PF into power. And ZANU-PF was saying MDC was selling the country to the West. And I believe, personally, I believe that if Zimbabweans decide to sell their country, if the majority decides to sell their country, let them sell their country. Now here's the result. People are flocking into South Africa. We see that there's a number of illegal immigrants from Zimbabwe that are in South Africa. South Africa don't have that budget, and those people are not accountable for, because it's not known how many Zimbabweans are in South Africa, especially the illegal ones. So now it's affecting the South African economy. They are occupying some jobs that should go to South Africans. So the relationship between ZANU-PF and the ANC is affecting the South African economy, and the failure of the ANC to tell ZANU-PF the truth when they fail, it's affecting ordinary South Africans who should enjoy in their country. Thank
you so much for your remarks and your time, President.